In this Circuits of the Past video, we will show you the Prinzenpark Street Circuit in Braunschweig, Germany. My name is Yannik Haustein and I made this video for Circuits of the Past. Until the summer of 2020, I used to live just about 100 meters from the former site of the start-finish line of the track, which is where we just started our lap. Since motor vehicles are not allowed at all parts of the former circuit, I used my bicycle to record the lap. The track hosted the Prinzenparkrennen from 1948 until 1951 and was 3.8 kilometers long, so about 500 meters longer than the current Monaco Grand Prix circuit. It used roads in and around the Prinz Albrecht Park and was very popular during that time, the big attraction being motorcycle races. There were competitions for small sports cars and Formula 3 cars as well, however. To the right of the start-finish straight on Herzogin Elisabethstraße, which is where we are currently on, is a residential area through which the final sector of the track passes. To the left there used to be stands for spectators, race control and timing. Everything was very bare bones, however, since it was post-war Germany after all, and Braunschweig was almost completely reduced to rubble by Allied bombers during the war. We're now coming up to the first turn of the circuit, a 90-degree left-hander, of which there are a few more coming up, such is the nature of a street circuit after all. We make our way onto another straight on the Georg Westermann Allee, known back then as Redakthäuser Weg. The park is to our left, more houses to the right. Although it is hard to be certain from photos that are available, most of the track was most likely cobbled instead of laid out with asphalt, as city streets still commonly were back in the day. There are a few spots where you can still see cobblestones underneath the current surface, particularly in the park itself, where the asphalt has a few potholes here and there. At the end of this straight, there's another 90-degree left-hander. If we went straight on here, we would go over the train tracks that lead to Braunschweig's main station if you followed them to the right. Instead, we're now passing the Polizeistadion, which you can already see to the left, and are going to run parallel to a railway track to the right. On this following not quite straight, there's actually some elevation change towards the end as the streets rise for a bridge that leads over the rail tracks. It's a good place for slipstreaming battles apparently, as is evident by the cyclist pulling off the overtake against me here. I wonder if there were similar maneuvers here back in the day. We make another 90-degree left onto Ebertallee, which has a slight curve to the left about halfway down the straight. I had to go to the left of the road here because of the parking situation in this part of the city. Every oh so tiny space is usually occupied by a parking car, as you will be able to see to the right. Unfortunately, there's nothing left that points to the racing history of this place. If you don't know that there used to be a track right here, you probably would never guess. Here, we're coming up to the slight left that I mentioned earlier. As we are heading towards the start-finish straight, we turn right this time, entering the park itself. We bypass another stadium to the right in a slight left, turning to a slight right-hander. The park is a very popular place for runners to train or for people to take walks, and especially in the summertime its grass spaces are full of people having barbecues and playing sports like volleyball or frisbee. To our right there's a skate park hidden behind the trees. Back in the day it used to be a pond, however. Now it's mostly more concrete, but interestingly enough it still has its original shape. The track used to be a bit wider, by the way. Just a few years ago, the city installed running tracks filled with wood chips, slightly narrowing the paths in the process. You can see the running track to the left. It is time for another left now, which is quickly followed by a relatively fast right-hander. It looks a bit tighter in the video than it actually was, but the ice cream van parked on the apex prevented me from taking the racing line. There goes a competitive lap time. This turn was the site of a big sidecar motorcycle crash in the 1950 edition of the race. Luckily, both riders only had slight injuries, and the spectators were able to get out of the way of the crashed motorcycle. Still, for the 1951 race, the final sector of the track was bypassed, so instead of the fast right, a tight hairpin to the left would lead back onto the start-finish straight. We are carrying on with the original layout, however, passing the smaller Stadtpark to our left and having passed the Garnison Church to our right. Here, parts of the streets are still cobbled, so the video might be a bit shakier than before. We make a left turn onto Jasperallee, which if you follow it will lead you straight to the big theater building close to the city center. Another left leads us into the residential area. With no parked cars and no pedestrian crossings, these streets used to be a bit wider as well when the races were held here. Yet another left to complete circling the Stadtpark, and all that's left is the final right, which leads us back onto the start-finish straight. This is where the hairpin would loop around for the 1951 race. You can see the church we passed earlier when exiting the park to the left, as well as the ice cream van, ruiner of lap times. That completes our lap around the Prinzenpark Street Circuit. If you want to know more about it, please visit circuitsofthepast.com. There you can also download a free ebook about 7 abandoned racetracks that you can't visit legally. For now, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss the next video from another bygone circuit from the past.